Goblins are bad seeds. They're what happen when gnomes and leprechauns get drunk on a beach at night.
I'm Eric Von Anken, weekend anchor at Local 6, WKMG. You are listening to the Mike Carra Radio Show, Eye on Central Florida.
I can't take in all this inspiration. Too much makes me sick. Have I thought of my allocation? Cover me time. There's some holes in your education. Here's your smoke will speak. Limitless with no saturation. Won't you carry me time? Run me all through without my information. It's really on you that is cutting inside. Coming unglued when you spark inspiration. It takes more than you just to keep me alive. You won't keep me alive. I can't take in all this inspiration. Too much makes me sick. Have I thought of my allocation? Cover me time. There's some holes in your education. Here's your smoke will speak. I'm limitless with no exaggeration. Won't you carry me time? Run me all through without my information. It's really on you that is cutting inside. Coming unglued when you spark inspiration. It takes more than you just to keep me alive. You won't keep me alive. Get it in, let it go. Just for show. Get it in, take it slow. Just for show. Get it in, let it go. Just for show. Get it in, take it slow. Just for. I can't take in all this inspiration. Too much makes me sick. Have I thought of my allocation? Cover me time. There's some holes in your education. Here's your scope will speak. I'm limitless with no exaggeration. Won't you carry me time? Run me all through without my information. It's really on you that is cutting inside. Coming unglued when you spark inspiration. It takes more than you just to keep me alive. You won't keep me alive. Run me all through without my information. It's really on you that is cutting inside. Coming unglued when you spark inspiration. It takes more than you just to keep me alive. Run me all through without my information. It's really on you that is cutting inside. Coming unglued when you spark inspiration. It takes more than you just to keep me alive.
Well, welcome back to another edition of the Mike Carra Radio Show, Eye on Central Florida. We definitely have our eye on Central Florida as we are here at Frank's Place Restaurant and Sports Bar, 146 North Clark Road in beautiful Ocoee, Florida. If it's happening in Ocoee, it is happening at Frank's Place. And right now I am joined by a great band. They are called Blaine the Mono, and that is Blaine as in BLAINE. Blaine. And we have the band members, Chris on bass and vocals. We have Randi, who's lead vocalist, Cliff on drums, and Eric on guitar and vocals. And as we mentioned, well, hopefully this is coming through, it's Blaine, Chris, the mono, not Blame, Blaine. And tell us, apparently you're going to regale us with the story of how you came up with this wonderful name then. So take it away.
Well, what Blaine the Mono is, it's a self-aware, suicidal monorail train from Stephen King's Dark Tower series. So during one of the books, a lot of the main protagonists are on board this monorail, and he's making them ask him riddles, and if they can't give him one that he finds challenging, then he's going to commit suicide with them on board. So it's an interesting story. It's from
hardcore.
Stephen King, so.
Oh yeah, that's definitely an interesting story. So yeah, so that's great to know about the name. And now let's talk a little bit about how the band got started. And we understand now, Cliff and Eric, you guys kind of started then, and I mean, you all kind of came in at the same time, or you two guys kind of just got the ball rolling?
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, we had played in a band together. We've been friends since we were real young, and we played in bands together in high school and everything. And then after a stint in the military, I came back, and he was playing with a local hard rock band called Atrophy. And we decided that we wanted to do something a little similar to what we used to do. And we started a band called The Unforeseen. And then actually our lovely singer and bass player from that band got married and moved off. And so we started looking for somebody that would, replace them and, be even better.
And we found them for sure.
Yes,
Thank
for
you
sure.
to Craigslist. We found Randy and Chris on there on the musicians page, and we got them, tried them out, and just took one audition. We knew Randy was the one, and Chris had took a couple. I could see he was great, but he was a little nervous the first time. He was shaking.
Whatever.
It was adorable.
Oh, fantastic. And yeah, Randy, as we mentioned, you are the lead singer. So what was your first impression when you heard this music? I mean, you sound great on that. It sounds like you all fit in together, but I mean, what was your take on the music? I mean, these guys had music then ready for you to sing. Was that it?
120% nerves. All I'd ever sang was karaoke, and my mother was a karaoke DJ in upstate New York. And I came down here and slightly after she passed, and I knew music was what I wanted to do. I wanted to sing. I met up with these guys just kind of out of the blue in some hole in the wall rehearsal space, and it was magic from the first day. Right away, I knew that it was meant to be. So, just singing with them, I loved their style of music. I knew I could work with it, and it was just magic.
And we
Right
felt
on.
the exact same way
Indeed.
when we first had her come out and rehearse with us one time. She when she left, me and Eric talked about it, and we were like, that's our girl.
Yes, the search can stop now.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! And I listen to you guys' music. It's it's totally awesome. I like Randy's vocals. I like the whole mixture of the music. But now the question is, how do you describe your music? And what I found is it's very unique. And apparently, Eric, you're going to answer this question because it's very unique. And kind of a little bit of a rock and a little alternative, almost some country. I mean, there's so many elements, but it seems like it leans to rock. Am I getting
Sure.
that out of it?
We kind of like to call it, alt rock blues metal, if we could put it any way. We definitely, a lot of the classic rock and blues stuff are influences, and a little bit of jazz and a lot of Cliff's drumming and some of our song structure. But we all like, heavier rock too and experimental stuff. So we're really just writing what we like, and it comes out that way.
Oh, fantastic. And speaking of writing, our audience will listen to some of this music, and we understand that, you all kind of take, charge in writing, but we understand, Eric, a lot of times the inspiration, as you're mentioning, the riffs come from you. You get an idea, and like Cliff was saying before, it's very organic. It's a great process. It almost seems like what a band really should be. I mean, it's almost like a group, of siblings friends, tight brothers and
Sure,
sisters getting
sure.
together, and and it works. I mean, it comes out that way. Whatever we're saying comes out in the music, I feel.
Thank you.
We're glad to hear that.
Yeah, definitely.
At least I think so.
But I do. I just, I'll get these riffs. I'll write them on acoustic primarily, and then, I'll bring them in somewhat formed, and then everybody puts in their creative input, and we take it from there, and it always works out. So.
Build it from the basement up.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, and we want to talk about building from the basement up, and so we were mentioning that, Eric, you've got your riffs there that you bring. So I guess the question is, and Cliff, I guess you'll be starting to answer this one, is does it all start necessarily with the drum? Because I've talked into bands where the first thing that goes on is the drums, and I've talked into bands where the last thing goes on is the drums. Or does it vary? I mean, where the drums come in?
It definitely varies depending upon what we come to the table with. Sometimes he'll bring out a riff that it'll pop instantaneously into my head, and I'll have a great groove for it, and we'll just work from there. Or even sometimes I'll come in with a really great groove, and maybe me and Chris will start to groove on something, and then Eric will add guitars and Randy will add vocals. But it is really, I think each song is kind of built in its own way, but it's all very organic, and the drums sometimes come first and sometimes come last, but it's generally very song dependent. It kind of just flows how it flows, and it's one of those. It's nice to kind of let go of control, and we don't have to walk into the studio with the idea of, okay, we have to build this song A, B, C, B, C. It's easier to just naturally grow that structure and play with it for a little while and see what works best and what people like.
And a lot of times what I had in mind when I came in, once drums and things are added, we may go a completely different direction that I hadn't even thought of, just because they brought something creative out of it that I may have not noticed, when I was working on the riff. So it's definitely collaborative.
Okay, and Randy, the one question I want to ask, now I'm assuming that you're, involved through the entire process. I mean, when these guys are kind of, jamming initially, but then to develop structure, I mean, I don't think it's a situation, okay, guys, I'll be back in 2 hours, get me a song to sing. I mean, you're all involved kind of in the process then.
Absolutely. It's kind of, it's more like I got to get a feel for the song. They typically start it and they build the structure, but then we'll record it when we're in rehearsal space. I'll listen to it 1,000,000 times over from home, and then I'll just start to, I develop more of the rhythm, the words come later, after I get a feel for the song.
So get the melody going first,
right.
yeah.
And then it just all falls together, really. But other than that, but then you add your life experience, you add the lyrics, and it all comes together. It's good.
Oh, fantastic. And now, Chris, where does the bass usually come in all this? Or, I mean, do you take inspiration from any of these particular guys with their instruments, or?
Yeah, to a degree. A lot of times, it starts with Eric, and I'll kind of come up with something that sometimes goes well with you. What's that?
I guess that was news to Eric.
I like that.
He likes it, though.
But I kind of end up blending something in between what Eric and Cliff does. So I may start with Eric's foundation and then kind of move something that maybe complements the drums a bit more and the guitar a bit less. So I kind of try to find this happy medium between what those guys are doing.
And Chris has a really progressive style that we didn't necessarily have in our music before, so it's definitely an asset having his bass lines.
Not to mention being an incredible artist.
Yeah.
He does all our
a lot.
artwork.
Yeah.
Yep, Chris does all our artwork, albums, and everything. Yeah.
Anything digital media you see, he's done.
Yep.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, well, that's good to know. And now, Eric, as we'll say that, as it's listed here, you are the guitar guy. So basically, rhythm guitar, lead guitar, any guitar.
I do it all, yes.
So I mean, as the only guitar player, well, of course, you have Chris there, providing the rhythm on the bass. But I mean, is it sometimes where it's more rhythm oriented or more lead oriented?
Yeah, you could say that. I guess a lot of my rhythm playing is more percussive. But then, Chris doesn't really do just basic bass lines. He really fills in the spots, so that leaves me room to experiment a little and solo and things like that. But yeah, I'd definitely say I have a percussive guitar style, mixed with, kind of a classic blues rock style as well.
Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back. My guests today are members of the band Blaine the Mono. You are listening to the Mike Care Radio Show, in Central Florida, here at Frank's Place, Restaurant and Sports Bar, 146 North Clark Road in beautiful Ocoee, Florida. And please stay with us for our next segment.
It's not just a shoehorn, it's a shoehorn on a stick.
Hey everybody, I'm weekend meteorologist Elizabeth Hart from Local 6. You are listening to the Mike Cara Radio Show, Eye on Central Florida.
Welcome back to our next segment of this edition of the Mike Cara Radio Show, Eye on Central Florida. We definitely have our eye on Central Florida as we are here at Frank's Place Restaurant and Sports Bar, 146 North Clark Road in beautiful Ocoee, Florida. And if it's happening in Ocoee, it is happening at Frank's Place. And what is happening at Frank's Place is I'm joined by a great band. They're called Blaine the Mono. And guys, we've been talking all about the band and, you know, a lot of the different music. And I do want to talk about some venues musicians. We know that it's kind of exciting because you guys are preparing for something for tonight. You're just kind of, we know how promoters are. You kind of just found out when you're going to be playing, which is kind of exciting. So I mean, this is kind of exciting for you guys because you're talking about yourselves and you're a great band. Now you get to actually go and perform and tell us a little bit about what you'll be doing tonight, and tell us about some of the venues then you play.
Sure. Well, tonight we're playing at Back Booth on Pine Street in downtown Orlando. It's a great venue. Been there for years. We're going to do about 40 minutes. The show starts at 8 o'clock, and we play at the Haven over in Winter Park, the Social in downtown. A lot of standard venues that a lot of the local bands play. We do some venues in Tampa. Coming up here, we're going to Atlanta to play at the Driven Music Conference, and then while we're there, we're going to play at Star Bar, which is in Little Five Points. So we're trying to kind of push out, everywhere and gain more fans. But we love playing live. I mean, that's really what it's all about. We love connecting with the fans and seeing them get into our music and playing with other bands. It's just a great time.
Oh, fantastic. So you mentioned, Eric, Atlanta. So, I mean, is this the first time you've kind of expanded to that area?
It is, yeah. With this project, this will be kind of our first mini tour. We're doing 2 venues up there, and we're real excited about it. And, we're going to have all new merchandise and our new CD release here soon. So we're just trying to spread the word about that. Maybe 3 weeks, our new album will be ready.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that so what I have here, you were so nice to supply me with, and what our audience, the 2 songs our audience will be listening to, are actually then. I mean, are these the songs? I mean, the final cuts that are going to be on the album?
No, these are actually just 2 separate songs that what we've been promoting and playing for the past year. Cover Me and Transformer are the 2 tracks on there, and those are both available on iTunes. You can get them through Facebook. Our Facebook's Facebook.com/Blaine is a pain. There's links on MySpace. They're available on anywhere you can get your music from, the Zune player, iPods, and so we're just wanted to do our second release. We try to do a release every year if we can. This will be our second.
Oh wow! So this album will be coming out soon, and this is just like a collection of certain songs. So I mean, all the songs that'll be on the album, you'll probably be playing tonight. I mean, I'm sure tonight you. I mean, on average, how long do you usually play?
Usually 45 minutes to an hour. So we can usually play 9 to 11 songs, maybe 12 if we get an encore. depending on how the show goes.
Oh, so you have plenty of songs then for 45 minutes.
Plenty of material. It's really hard to narrow it down. 7 songs are going to be on our next release, and it was really hard to narrow it down to that. We love all our music. It's all, our little babies. So
it is. It feels like you're leaving your baby behind at Walmart.
Watching your kids grow up.
Oh, great. And yeah, so I want to talk at least a little bit about the songs our audience has listened to. And now the first song we have here is Cover Me. And who would like to talk about that? Who's the chief engineer or writer or spokesman of that?
Well, I guess I will take those honors. It's a very much blues-based kind of rock song. I came up with the riff, and I just love what everybody added to it. And that was one of the early songs that we did with Randi, and we love playing that one live. The fans seem to enjoy it. And then the other track, Transformer, we actually have a music video for that, which is on YouTube, and links to Facebook to it, so anybody can see that. And we did that with a former USF college student who graduated in the video program, and she did a great job. Her name is Michelle Cohen, great director, and we're real happy with the way it came out.
Oh, fantastic. So, yeah, we definitely want to listen to a lot of those songs here. And, yeah, I want to talk a little bit more. Chris, now, you're mentioning that you're kind of in charge of the artwork, so, of course, our audience can't see this nice little, a card here. But you designed this card here?
Yeah, I did everything.
So that's cool, man.
On one side's the going to be the album cover, and the other side, and then the reverse side is kind of like an insert in the inside of the CD. So
we posed for the pictures.
Yeah,
so
we did.
We contributed a little bit. We stood there.
Yeah.
Blinded us with the flash.
And had all the ideas for how they would turn out, and like I said before, really good at all kinds of digital art.
Yeah, in that you see, my photography, my 2D graphics, and I also did some 3D work too. That's done for like film and video games that you wouldn't know that it's 3D, but it is.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, that's great there. So, yeah, I have a little awesome, artwork. Yeah, it's
he's great.
Yeah, very, very talented there, Chris. Now, you have a card here, and I'm seeing one of these, like, I don't know what you call it, but I know that you put a cell phone on it, and so you've got one of these. And where does this take you to your website?
That takes you to our Facebook page.
To your Facebook.
Yeah, that's a QR code. Yeah, so you can scan that with your phone or whatever you have, a QR reader, and it'll go right to our website.
Well, yeah, the old one takes you to the Facebook, but the new one on this little printout here, that actually takes you to our brand new website, which we haven't even formally really pushed yet, but people can start visiting it. The content's there, and it's up and available for people to see. So
BlaineTheMono.com.
Yes.
Real easy to remember that one.
Yes.
Oh, so the website is up, and there is content on there, so people could check that out. And now another thing I wanted to ask you guys is about YouTube. We know that a lot of people are putting all sorts of videos and not so much music videos, but just concert footage. So if people would like to virtually see you guys, you have any? Apparently, Randi is going to tell us all about that.
Actually, all you have to do is go to youtube.com, type in Blaine the Mono. You'll see a lot of our live shows, especially our video for Transformer, which gives you a lot of footage. You can see what we're like live. I mean, obviously, we prefer you come out and see us live, but there's a lot. I mean, you can check us out on there as well.
You can see what we're like when the power goes out in the middle of our set.
Videos too on there.
Fan videos, fan
We
pictures.
shut down power.
We're actually in the planning stages of when this album comes out. We're going to spend a month or two developing ideas for new music videos. And we're thinking about doing at least two. One where we kind of, just take the ideas and do everything ourselves, just the four of us. Shoot the entire video, write it, edit it, and release it. And then we're also going to do something similar like we did with Michelle Cohen for the Transformer video, where we get a local good artist involved and get some of their ideas and work that into another major release or single release video as well. So be looking for that.
Oh, fantastic. And now, we're talking about fans. And the one question I want to ask you guys is about, I'm sure you get a lot of, different fans. But I mean, as far as the age of fans go, because your music seems like it would attract so many different people because there's, like we're saying, so many different elements that, it just seems so cool. But I mean, on average, do you find that you get a lot of different ages of fans? Or?
Sure. It seems like the vast majority is maybe like the 18 to 27 range is like, our biggest fan base, but we have, several fans that are older than that, younger than that, and that's, something we try to do is not, we don't want to push anybody away from our music, and because we all have such, wide variety of influences, it seems to work out for us where, young and old people can come out and really enjoy the show without feeling like it's something too far out of the genre that they like.
Oh, fantastic. And one thing we do want to let everyone know that the band plays, as of now, all original music. I'm sure if push comes to shove, you probably could get a cover in there, but the whole idea is your original music, your original sound then.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we strive for. I mean, we're not opposed to doing it. We don't want to be, a cover band, but if there was a song we really wanted to cover, and we've talked about doing it, we may do something here at the next couple shows, you never know, but mainly we just write so much, that we love playing our stuff, and everybody comes to the show seems to enjoy it, so.
Right, but then of course, Randi, if you do a cover, you could pretty much make it your own then.
I can, and that's what I want. I want it to sound, recognizable for the people that are out at our shows, just so they can get into it, but certainly I wouldn't want to duplicate exactly how it sounds. We'll put our own Blaine spin on it, for sure.
Yeah, the Blaine spin.
Oh, there you go. Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for our last segment. My guests today are the band Blaine the Mono. You are listening to the Mike Cara Radio Show, on Central Florida, here at Frank's Place Restaurant and Sports Bar, 146 North Clark Road in beautiful Ocoee, Florida. And stay with us for our very last segment of this edition of our program today.
Excuse me, sir. But can you please direct me to the location of where I may locate some eggs, for I would like to purchase them, so that they can travel home with me and I can eat them today. And maybe tomorrow.
Aisle 3.
Hi there, this is Brian Nelson, House of Representatives, District 38, State of Florida. You're listening to the Mike Cara Radio Show, Eye on Central Florida.
Welcome back to our very last segment of this edition of the Mike Cara Radio Show, Eye on Central Florida. Here at Frank's Place, Restaurant and Sports Bar, 146 North Clark Road in beautiful Ocoee, Florida. Now, if it's happening at Frank's Place, it is happening in Ocoee. And what is happening in Ocoee right now is I'm being joined by a great band. They're called Blaine the Mono. And we've been talking all about the music. Our audience has been listening to the music, and we've been talking about different venues. And so that's what I kind of want to just touch a little bit more on as far as where you are performing. We know that downtown Orlando has got a lot of different places, and I understand that there's original music places as well. So, I mean, your type of music, it seems to me, is welcome in the city of Orlando and Central Florida.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Orlando's been great to us, definitely. We have no trouble getting shows, and there's a ton of great bands that we play with all the time, and it's definitely a nice scene to be a part of here.
Oh, yeah, and we were mentioning, Cliff, that you do play with a lot of bands, because that's the one thing I want our audience to realize, especially non-musicians. They always think, oh, it's so competitive, it's so cutthroat, and there is a bit of being competitive, and you always want that gig, but there is a camaraderie and kind of a little bit of loyalty between bands, and a lot of bands like tonight, there's a lot of bands I guess will be performing. So I mean, bands help each other. Then I mean, bands even will say, hey, I can't do this gig, can you do this gig? So there's a good relationship.
We have definitely found that over the course of the couple of years that we've been together, that what works best is to go out and just support the scene. I mean, we're music lovers first before we are musicians, so we go out all the time and try and check out our friends' bands and find new bands, and really that helps you along to have the mentality that you're working together rather than working against each other, or fighting each other, or being negative to each other. Half of the reason why we get shows out of town is because we make friends with bands that come through, and they're like, hey, we like you guys, we'd love to have you come up and play in our city, and we do the same for them. And like tonight, we'll be playing with the Big and Tasty and the Mother Band and Hosea James, and we've just found that having that positive attitude and making friends and working with other bands to try and, like you said, fill in, hey, we got to cancel this gig, do you guys want to fill in with us? Or, hey, I'm looking to get 2 or 3 more bands on a gig, are you guys interested? That goes so far to really help you get out there. And really, another great thing is that, those bands have core fans that love them, and we have core fans that love us, and it's nice to be able to kind of mix those together, and you get to play for their fans, they get to play for your fans, and it just builds the scene and makes the scene much better for the bands and the music fans themselves,
Oh, fantastic. And so, I mean, these guys tonight, do they have similar sounds? Is that what promoters like to do, or are these bands going to be a little bit of everything then?
I think for the most part we'll be similar, but some of them are a little more tamer than us. Some might be a little more heavy sometimes. It kind of varies. But that is the thing the promoter's thinking of, is because people like to go and see a show of similar genres, so they're not really, put off by any one band or whatever. But we have done, some shows with more, reggae style bands, more punk style bands, just blues, just whatever. We'll play with anybody, like Cliff was saying, we love music. We're big fans of music, so.
Oh, fantastic. And now, Randi, I want to ask, is there like a club or a group? I'm sure that I know there's a lot of female-fronted, bands in Orlando. Do you ever talk to those girls and ever get tips or suggestions or anything like that? Or
I do, actually, mainly because stage fright is a big thing for me, and especially being really new, to the music industry, I've always kind of tried to seek out other female front women just to get an idea how they calm their nerves and One of those bands actually is A Brilliant Lie, Tara Lightfoot, lead singer of A Brilliant Lie. She gave me a lot of really good advice, and I look to them to kind of guide me with that, so yeah.
Oh, that's great. That you could perform and with and like we were also saying that the Orlando Music Examiner is where I'll give away all my secrets, is where a lot of these bands are coming from, because I'm not as familiar with the Orlando music scene, but it does seem like this Orlando Music Examiner guy seems like a great resource for people to get in touch with great bands. Then.
They always have a representative at almost every Orlando show we've played, whether they're there to see us or another band, and they do write-ups and reviews, and they have their Facebook page and they're online, and they're very involved with the scene. They really have kind of their finger on the pulse of the scene.
Oh, fantastic. And Chris, we want to hear from you. I mean, do you have relationships with other bass players in the area? I mean, you ever, I can't really have a bass jam, but I mean, you ever exchange, I guess you could, but, ideas or...
Yeah, I have a giant man crush on Kyle from Judy Tribune. He's like the most talented bassist I've ever met, and it makes me cry when I watch him play. It's just so beautiful.
He loves Kyle.
I mean, I always see what the bassists are doing, but I mean, I just love the local scene. So it's to the point now where I listen to local music on my iPod more than I listen to national bands and worldwide bands, and a lot of people don't realize that the local scene is just as good, if not better, and it's right there, and they're the ones that really need the support now, as opposed to the national and the worldwide acts.
Oh, fantastic. And now I open this question for all you guys, because I'm sure you've got your own thoughts and your own answers on this as far as where you'd like to see the band go. I mean, if you'd like to see the band now playing at the House of Blues or the Hard Rock Cafe or, stadiums worldwide, I mean, who would like to start the discussion on that? I mean, right now, is it just something kind of a second career thing, or is it something you're pursuing? Or?
Well, right now, it's kind of a second career for all of us because we all have our day jobs, but I mean, ultimately, that's the dream, right? Rock stardom. We'd love to play anywhere and everywhere we can. I mean, we're trying to live that dream.
But to piggyback on that, I think I speak for all of us when I say, I don't think anybody in this band is looking to get like rich and famous. Obviously, that would be nice, but
I would like that.
But really, at least me personally, I would be happy as hell to just be able to live and support my family and do the things that I want to do and play music and have music be my career, whether it's, making me enough money to just barely scratch by, but I'm still happy to, straight up rock stardom on the front of, Modern Drummer magazine and,
I think
chilling with rock stars. And
Talking should be his career.
Okay, you, Randy and Chris, any thoughts on that?
I mean, I second that as well. I think the ultimate goal is to get paid for your passion. You know what I mean? I mean, I live, breathe, and sleep music. To be able to obviously live comfortably on it would be great. To do it instead of my 9 to 5 would be even better. But
Here.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, guys, as we get to the nitty-gritty, I want to let everyone know about the websites. I think we've kind of overviewed them, and that there's Facebook websites, and that is, as we said, Blaine is a pain. There we go. Blaine, I don't think that's true, but yeah, that's the
another quote from the book.
Another quote from the book there. And another one is Reverb Nation, Sonic Bids, and SoundCloud, and so those are but I mean, and also your main one,
BlaineTheMono.com.
Yeah, does that have links to all of these others?
Absolutely.
So all the other pages have links to each other, so if you could just get the one, then you're set.
You get the one, you're good to go. That's right.
If you go on
It'll have a link to a store where you can get merchandising, or links to iTunes or CD Baby where you can purchase the demo album that we put out last year, or the upcoming album Vices and Verses, which, like we said, will be out in about 3 or 4 weeks and available for purchase online through iTunes, CD Baby, or like we said, you can get to the link from our store.
Vices in Verses.
Did I say and?
Yes.
Yeah, we went back and forth about and or and for a little while now, so I must have misspoke. Sorry about that.
Okay, well that sounds great. So yeah, we encourage everyone to check out all those websites, and and I'm sure your schedules are on all of that. So if people are interested, and I also encourage, I'm sure you guys are. If people like your sound, that you are currently taking gigs in the Orlando, Central Florida area, even Tampa area. I'm assuming
Anywhere that wants us to play, we'll get there and do our thing for sure.
anywhere, Disney World, wherever, huh?
Yeah, Alaska, New Zealand. It's been a long time since I've been to Japan. I'd like to go there.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, for all audiences interested, they can get in contact with you. All your information is there. Okay, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. You've got great music. We wish you the best. We hope someday that you can, enjoy fame and riches, but most importantly, just enjoy playing the music and keep the music alive.
That
The
is
most
definitely the
importantly.
most important thing to us.
Yeah. Okay, any final thoughts, anyone?
We just want to thank you for the opportunity to be on your show. It's been awesome.
Thanks, Mike. It's great.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, okay. My guests have been Blaine the Mono, and you've been listening to the Mike Kara Radio Show, Eye on Central Florida, here at Frank's Place Restaurant and Sports Bar, 146 North Clark Road in beautiful Ocoee, Florida. If it's happening in Ocoee, it's happening at Frank's Place, and please catch us again next time.